So welcome to my class, and in continuation with section C, we were doing art integrated learning in continuation with that. So in that we were talking about the importance, and this brings about what is known as active learning. When you're doing learning by doing, that's what it is. So now the student feels that he's participating. He also has he's got a part, like for example, if he's made a poster, or if he's made a role play, or if he has gone in for some discussion, he feels so much in it, in the lesson itself. That is what is art integrated learning. So just have a look. That's what we were doing. Let me see if you can see this properly. So what is this is that students are now actively, experientially involved in the learning process. And this is what is known as going from passive learning to active learning. Instead of students just listening and writing, absolutely inattentively, blank, just a passive participant, the only active person there is the teacher. But now here we have active learning going on. They sort of construct knowledge. They thinking about what they are doing. So curious. The curiosity, when we are doing passive learning, we are killing their curiosity. Here we are allowing them to keep it up and building on that. So how do we go about it? So there are various methods, like for example, there is group activity. It can be a group discussion, group play. The class is divided into various groups in which they are asked to talk about the various aspects in the same lesson. So that is group activity. So then we also have brainstorming sessions which are going on. You can just have a look, which means a question answers, going about it, asking them what would they do, were they to write this theory, how would they go about it, and or talking about a problem. Then role plays, model making, and after they've done it, they feel a sense of achievement. And then also, which is very important, is the field trips that are chalked out for them. That means excursions, when they are taken out for excursions. So once they come back from it, they're asked to write something about it and discuss it. What did they learn from there? So all of that. So they become participants in the whole thing, in the whole exercise. Their learning gets better, and that leads to long-term retention by them. And it makes a meaningful experience. The learning process itself becomes very meaningful. It's not just like, it's not just abstract experience. They don't know what's going on. For a certain few marks they are struggling. So, and of course we were talking about technology. We are very lucky in today's world there is so much of the new technology that they know better than even the teachers. They know how to use their little phones, the computer, much better than we do. And that is how the teacher just has to guide them, tell them, give them ideas so that they can make, say, PowerPoint presentations of their little lessons, of the lessons in general. And perhaps they can come out even better than the best that they've studied. So absolutely there is student engagement. And I've just shown you this triangle where uh, on active learning, that Edgar Dale's theory, which he propounded, in which he talked about that 2 weeks of, if after 2 weeks of learning anything, if it was just, say, reading, you get a 10% retention. Suppose 20% retention if you hear the level of it is seen that the level of abstraction decreases as we go on with these things. For example, if you see and hear, say if you've seen a movie, or you've seen an exhibit, or you've seen a demonstration, it's much easier to learn. So sometimes, how do you think that certain students get so interested in science? Because they, the demonstration, the laboratories, if they have a good teacher explaining it to them, and it becomes easier for them to understand. Otherwise, if it is just that they have to learn from their textbooks, it's become very difficult. So on and so forth. You must go through this. Of course, we have been always talking as teachers, we do that. We talk about visuals, we talk about auditory, we talk about kinesthetics. That is, we are talking about when we talk, they hear, they see, and when they write, they look at their textbooks, they see, they look at the blackboard, they see, or if we take a model, they see, and if they write about it, then that is their activity that they are doing. This we've always been doing, but even to get them into it is by getting them into debates, getting them into presentations, getting them into writing, and all of that. So that way, it absolutely, learning becomes a pleasure, as we've seen. So in this, like for example, now talking about class 11. Now what I have done, like for example, now just let me a little more concrete in how to go about it. Like for example, in art integrated learning, when we were told to do something about with our classes, that too online. So what did I do in unit 7, in microeconomics for class 11, there is this practical application of demand and supply. So I took up the price floor, and in that we talked about how it is in support of the producers, and we also talked about the minimum support price if there is excess supply at this level. So students had a short discussion, and then they presented their viewpoint in a TV debate like session. It was so interesting and a very informative debate on the ongoing all India farmers agitation that's taking place in the country today. So it was very interesting. Then in the statistics, we talked about, we were doing the index numbers, and I asked the students to make their consumer price index based on their own household consumption pattern. Now I asked them to consult their parents and work out a certain group of goods which are bought today and bought 10 years ago. So P0, prices 10 years ago, and prices of the current year, P1. And they were asked to construct an index number. So this also was a very exciting art integrated learning process. Then we also had talking about, say, I also asked them thirdly that suppose in each household they have this, they consider in each household there is some inferior good which varies from household to household. So based on that, I said find out that inferior good and see that did they notice a decrease in demand of that particular inferior good at their place when income of their parents increased. So really, I mean, art integrated learning is a very important tool that has been introduced, because now It is because of this, because of the marks, 10 marks earmarked for it, that the students, as well as the teachers and the parents, have started taking interest in it. Because just left to it, it was very difficult. But right now they know, everything is on marks. So if they know they're getting the marks, and so I saw the interest level quite high in the class for that matter. Thank you.